Hello, everyone. Thank you again for joining me on this channel. Today I'm going to be discussing my meditation practice and specifically some of the new features I've implemented into what I've been doing over the past few weeks and the benefits of them and just generally my perspective on it. Before I get into it, I want to take a moment to really just thank all of you for the amazing feedback and just interactions that I've been able to have. Apparently, I've been able to connect with some really mindful, compassionate people, and I appreciate you. So, thank you. As for meditation, I really started meditating about 5 years ago. That was the absolute origin of my meditation practice. It's fluctuated quite drastically over the years. Being obviously, or maybe not obviously, but in the beginning was quite sparse, but I still worked on it. I started off with Sam Harris's Waking Up app. Not sure if you've heard about it, but I really thought it was a great introduction. And to this day, even though I don't use the app anymore, I found it to be a very useful tool for beginning my mindfulness and or meditation journey. And so for quite a few years, I spent time with that app's guided meditations and found benefit from them when I would do them. Sometimes I would have inspired months or weeks, and I would also lean on meditation when I was just feeling generally overwhelmed. And you know, at the time, it's crazy. I was just to be doing 10 minutes of meditation felt impactful and was daunting at times. I'm going to fast forward to about 2 months ago, when I started to more consistently. I'm going to actually a little bit further back. About 4 months ago, I kind of leaned off of the yoga practice I had done for more than half a year, and I was just reorienting a lot in my life. And I also completely stopped my meditation practice. Really didn't journal much, and then kind of got back on the wagon about 2 months ago. And so that's going to be about when I'm started implementing some newer strategies into my meditation practice. And none of this is revolutionary, but it's unique to me, and so I wanted to share it. I think this really began when I had not been meditating, and then I watched a video, and this is getting into, I think one of the things I was looking for in my meditation practice that I didn't know that I was some sort of larger purpose, larger picture. And just generally in life, that was something I was looking for. And in the past videos, I've mentioned that a change in perspective that I've been able to feel recently by connecting to a larger purpose. And one of the contributing factors for that, I believe, has been some of the tools I've implemented, and one specifically for various reasons was Om chanting. So chanting Om over and over again. I do it for about 10 minutes every morning and every night. And so that was something I started to do, roughly a month and a half to 2 months ago. And I think that allowed me to kind of enter into and kind of embrace the fact that I really don't know what's happening with my meditation practice. So I was given some general guidelines, some mild expectations for the Om chanting. But generally speaking, I was just suggested, like, hey, if you want to have a spiritual practice, this is one way of approaching it. And so I started to, I did what any practicing, any person curious would do, and that is, I tried it, um, and it's been a tedious process. I think that I haven't really seen many obvious, tangible outcomes from it, but at the very least, it's kind of allowed me to look at or take a step back from trying to control what the outcome of my meditation is, trying to get something out of it. At this point, I just am trusting, putting faith into the fact that by chanting, there will be a beneficial outcome. And so I think that in and itself is a very fruitful thing. We'll go with thing that's come out of my incorporation of Om chanting. And then another thing that I started, this was relatively recently, pretty much when I started posting videos, was keeping a meditation journal. So, I'm putting the date, and consistently since the 13th, I've, some days not as much as others, but done consistent journaling. And oh my gosh, it is such a valuable tool for multiple reasons. The first is to bring a level of introspection into my practice of meditation. I think that there had been times where I went into this, deeper into the habit, and it would almost be like, all right, I got to get my meditation done, and it's a chore to get done, it's a thing to check off the list. And there's something about going through and really sitting with and exploring the progress or just the dynamic nature of meditation that's been it brings more intention to the practice, which has been very useful. I think that a lot of my meditation in the past, being that it was very, very much a to-do list item, wasn't really connected with the bigger purpose. But like over and over again, I'm able to reconnect and bring intention back into, or not back, but into my meditation practice. And gosh, it's just like the amount of just the outcomes that I've seen. It's very encouraging. Another thing that is just a side benefit is, even this morning, being able to write about how dissatisfied I was during my meditation, like just not really feeling like I was in it. I was feeling almost discouraged with my lack of progress, but then able to like catch on to like, hey, the idea, like improvement is not a concept that I'm going to be able to hold on to much longer in my meditation practice, because it's out of like, that is inherently an ego-driven endeavor. It's like, why are you meditating? If it's to improve, it's because my ego wants to improve. It's not and so I think that could be a barrier that's holding me back from going to the next level. So I don't know how long it means, like how long I'm just going to have to be okay with what feels like stillness in my practice, being the lack of movement, of concrete movement forward. But suffice to say, it was just nice to be able to write this out. But really what I was trying to get to is this morning, that feeling of dissatisfaction. It's like I also meditated this evening and found like a pretty significant turnaround, just in the general presence I was able to bring. And uh, so may, I'm not sure if that would have been the change in just the difference between a few hours in a day would be so drastic if I didn't have the um, space to be intentional about my experience of meditating this morning, and this afternoon, and if I didn't have the notes to compare. So if there's any main takeaways for this, I think it's that at a certain point in meditation, there needs to be a recognition of a lack of control, for lack of a better term, right now. And that's what I'm going to start practicing, is just, hey, like, what does it look like to sit in this without trying to control my thoughts for a specific outcome, or trying to feel some sort of euphoric or sensational experience by really calming my mind, and getting, or like a trance from uh, my Om chanting. It's like I've experienced it once, and so I just get caught up in like what I want out of these things, and it's like it's not the so I'm just gonna figure out what it means to kind of take a step back and just embrace. And I also, yeah, I could probably go on and on. So I'll just end it off by once again voicing my gratitude for the opportunity to share my thoughts and to have a receptive audience. And whether y'all move on or whatever it is, I'm just it has been encouraging to have you here. And I hope the best for all of you. And yeah. So thank you again for listening, and I will catch you next time. All right, bye guys.